Slightly more than 200 voters turned up at Manchester's floor meeting on Saturday, March 3rd, to kick off town meeting season in the North Shire. The meeting at the Manchester Elementary Middle School gym saw voters give a thumbs up to a proposal to make up to $50,000 available to a local business group from local option tax revenues to help market the town, money that is supposed to be matched by the group's own fundraising efforts. The Manchester Business Association, as the group is known, had gone before the Select Board several times in recent months to argue the case for sharing the option tax money, which comes from a 1% surcharge on retail sales, rooms, meals, and alcohol purchases, to fund their promotional efforts that they hope will lure more visitors and therefore shoppers and business activity to the town. The discussion about the proposal consumed more than an hour, with supporters and those opposed to the idea weighing in from the floor.
During the last recession, the town used the property tax relief funds back 2008 to put money back into taxpayer pockets by balancing the town budget. Do we really want to jeopardize our tax revenues and the stability of the town budget for a business marketing program with no taxpayer control, with no direct, tangible way to measure the effectiveness of the money being spent, and without any concrete idea of whether the money spent would benefit the town as a whole?
I am a resident but not a member of the Manchester Business Association, but like all of us in the town, I want to see the town thrive. Now, what we've seen since the 2008 and 2009 is the number of empty storefronts in town. And as you drive through this town, the message it sends to visitors is that there's something wrong with the spirit of the town. If we in fact can actually market the town and advertise the town and encourage more visitors to arrive, more potential homeowners to come into the town, potential home buyers, then in fact it is not only does it fill the storefronts, but it actually also means more jobs. More jobs for some of our people and our young people to stay in the town and help the town thrive and for the benefit for the future.
Paul Carocchio, the president of the business group, said they were happy with the outcome of the vote.
We now need to go raise the funds from our constituents in the business community and the residents that have been supporting us for a year or more. So obviously tonight we got to start raising the $50,000 so we can get the match. And that's going to be our first objective, as well as meeting Monday morning to talk about our strategic plan and what the next year has in store for us. So the interesting piece that no one brought up in the meeting was, if you don't create a catalyst for economic development in the town and you use this fund to offset increased taxes, what are you going to do as a town when that fund is depleted in 5 years? Because at the rate they're using it, or had been using it in the past, it was going to be depleted. So we were just thinking, let's utilize some of those funds to invest and recreate a surplus that was the town benefited in the good times.
Was there anything?
Otherwise, it was a fairly straightforward town meeting with few, if any, surprises. A paper ballot was called for one article, which asked voters if they wanted a decision to purchase some land that would eventually form part of a hiking and biking trail from the Riley Rink to the North Road, to be made by Australian or secret ballot, rather than a floor vote. This was approved. The town's proposed budget was also approved, along with the formation of a special assessment district to finance part of a series of water system improvements. Voters also authorized the Select Board to appoint a town treasurer. A resolution calling upon the town to support renewable energy projects and oppose fossil fuel infrastructure as a way to combat climate change was also approved at the end of the meeting. During Australian ballot voting on Tuesday, voters approved a funding request of $232,000 for the Manchester Community Library. The money will be used for the library's operating budget and pays for about 1/3 of that. Voters also re-elected Wayne Bell and Greg Cutler back to new terms on the Select Board, along with Mike Norrath as town moderator and Anita Sheldon as town clerk. All ran unopposed. The Taconic Green Regional School District's budget of more than $31 million was also approved in Tuesday's voting. The new school district held its informational meeting the previous week on February 27th at the Floodbrook School in Londonderry. Town Manager John O'Keefe said Manchester's floor meeting on Saturday went about as he had expected.
The two budgets, the capital budget and the operating budget, passed with just a few questions. There was a small increase slated for the tax rate, so I think that really helped people get their hands around it. The treasurer piece, moving from an appointed or an elected treasurer to an appointed treasurer, passed with actually no questions. I guess that means we did a good job explaining it. The water district passed, the new special water district. The NBA passed, the funding $50,000 for the NBA. The rail trail article about how we'll vote on it in the future went to Australian, so if there is a vote in the future, that will be by Australian ballot on Tuesday versus Saturday. During the debate, we heard a lot of remarks from people that Australian ballot would be better because not everybody can get to town meeting on Monday or on Saturday. And a long time ago, we used to have town meeting on Monday night combined with the school. Now, if the school isn't going to have a Monday night meeting, I think we'll have some discussion in the year ahead about whether we should stay on Saturday afternoon or whether we should move to Monday night.
For the GNAT TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.